Welcome to Embracing Love. So let's begin with a meditation. We can close our eyes, settle into our seats, reconnect with our bodies. Feel our feet on the ground, connecting us to the earth. Feel our hips connecting us to our seat. Feel the shoulders above the hips, the head above the shoulders. Let's take a deep cleansing breath, inhaling, feeling the lungs expand. And exhale, starting to let go of the day, let go of all our racing thoughts. Let's bring our attention to the very top of our head, the crown of our heads. Let's imagine a warm, soothing, relaxing feeling starting at the top of our head, starting to spread out along the top of the head, around the curve of the skull, relaxing our head, relaxing the sides of the head, the back of the head, the forehead. If you'd like, you can scrunch up your face for a moment and then allow it to relax completely. Allowing the forehead to relax, be free of creases and worries. And allowing the eyebrows to relax, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the mouth, the lips, the teeth, the tongue, the jaw. And allow that relaxation to spread into the sides of the head, back of the head, the throat, the neck, the sides of the neck. If there's any tension or tightness in the neck, allow that to unwind, allow the muscles to relax, allow the tension to unwind. As we feel this relaxation spreading into the shoulders now, the collarbones, the shoulder blades, that spot in between the shoulder blades. If you'd like, you can roll the shoulders up to the ears and down and back, allowing them to be soft and relaxed. And allowing this relaxation to spread into the arms now, the upper arms, the biceps, the triceps, the bone in between. Maybe you like to clench those upper arm muscles and then allow them to relax. Allowing this relaxation spread down into the elbows now, sides of the elbows, the crease at the front, the bony part at the back, allowing the elbows to relax fully. As this soothing relaxation moves down into the lower arms, the forearm muscles, the inside of the arm, the outside, the bones in between. Maybe you'd like to contract those forearm muscles and then allow them to relax completely. Allowing the wrists to relax, back of the wrist, the inside of the wrist, the sides. And allowing the hands to relax, the back of the hands, the palms of the hands, the thumbs, the knuckles. If you'd like, you can wiggle the fingers, feeling each individual finger and allowing the hands to relax completely. Now let's bring our awareness back up to the torso, feeling the ribs, allowing the ribs to relax, sides of the ribs, back of the ribs, the middle spine, the internal organs, the lungs, the heart, the stomach, allowing everything to relax. And feeling this relaxing, soothing feeling moving into the abdomen now. If you'd like, you can contract those abdominal muscles for a moment and then allow them to relax, allowing the sides to relax, the lower back, the lumbar spine, the internal organs, the intestines, the liver, the kidneys, allowing everything to relax. If there's any tension in your midsection, allow that to unwind and relax. And we can feel this relaxation moving down into the hips, crease at the front of the hips, the sides of the hips, the back of the hips, the bottom of the hips, allowing everything to relax and settle. Feeling this calming relaxation moving into the upper legs, the thighs, big quadricep muscles on the top, the hamstring muscles on the bottom, the inner thighs, the outer thighs, big femur bone in between. If you'd like, you can squeeze those big upper leg muscles and then allow them to relax. Allowing the knees to relax, kneecaps, crease at the back of the knee, the sides of the knee, allowing everything to relax fully. And feeling this warm, soothing relaxation. Now moving into the lower legs, calf muscles, the shin bone, inner leg, the outer leg. Maybe you'd like to squeeze those lower leg muscles and allow them to relax completely. Feeling this relaxation spread into the feet, tops of the feet, ankles, Achilles tendon, heel, the arches of the feet, balls of the feet. Finally, coming to the toes. Maybe you like to wiggle the toes, feeling each individual toe. And allow the toes to be still, relax completely. And let's take another of those deep cleansing inhales. Breathing in, feeling the lungs expand. And the exhale, allowing a wave of relaxation to wash down the body. Washing away the day you just had. Washing away all stress. Let's do that again, inhaling fully. Feeling the ribs expand. Then exhale. Feeling that relaxation just cascade down the body. Washing away all tension, all negativity. Just let it all wash down into the ground. Let's do that one final time. Inhaling fully. And then exhale. Letting go of all negativity, anything that doesn't serve you. Just let it wash down out of your body into the ground. Now let's sit here for a few moments in this full body, relaxed awareness. Maybe on the inhales, you feel your breath rising up the spine. As you exhale, imagine another wave of relaxation washing down the body. can continue to envision that on your inhales as we sit here. Any thoughts arise, allow them to just wash away out of the body with the exhale. Any sensations arise, any distractions arise, allow them to just wash away down out of the body with the breath. And when you're feeling ready, you can start to deepen your inhales. Start to bring awareness back into this shared space. When you're ready, you can open your eyes and rejoin us. So how's everyone doing?
Very good.
More settled. Hey, Maria. Glad you could join us. All right. So tonight, I wanted to talk a little bit about the title I called it was A Heart-Centered Perspective on Need and Relationships. And this is something I've been thinking about a lot lately. And it's a complicated, nuanced idea. So I'm still kind of working my way through it. So if it's not fully clear, I apologize. And so this comes from these ideas. So I've been from my interactions with people in the spiritual community, and I was talking with this about this to my therapist yesterday, and she sees this in her clients as well. This idea that being spiritual, if you're on a spiritual path, it means that some people can take that to mean that you shouldn't ever need another person, or need contact with another human, or need anything. And this comes back from some of the more traditional spiritual practice or spiritual traditions that placed a lot of emphasis on withdrawing from the mind, withdrawing from the world completely, withdrawing from the body, withdrawing from all of the human, withdrawing from humanness in a sense. And there's nothing wrong with that approach, and it works for some people, and it can be very useful in some situations. But sometimes it just leads to a complete dissociation from being human. And that's one way that it can be pursued, one way it can be practiced, and there's nothing wrong with that. If anyone watching this, that's your path, and there's nothing wrong with it. If it's working for you, that's great. It's beautiful. But especially now in this age, as the world is changing, and we've talked about this a little bit before, about how things are different now than they used to be. And as the world is evolving, as our culture is evolving, as our society is evolving, our spiritual practices can evolve as well. And in the past, it was easier to achieve self-realization by withdrawing from the world. That made it much easier, because a lot of the world is not focused on self-realization. A lot of the world reinforces the idea of separateness. But as the world is starting to awaken now, more and more people are waking up, this allows us to pursue self-realization and pursue spirituality in a way that can still embrace human interactions. So as we can pursue a self-realization that fully embodies being human and includes human interactions, human relationships with other people. We don't necessarily have to withdraw completely from everything it means to be human. We don't have to withdraw completely from desires, from the human need for connection. But this is, like I said, this is a nuanced, complicated area, because sometimes, particularly that need for human connection, and the need for contact with other humans, sometimes that need can be driven from our emotional wounds, from our unresolved wounds. Or another way you could think of it, sometimes that need is driven when our soul feels lonely. And so that kind of need is never going to be fully satiated by a human relationship. That if it's a need coming from an unresolved wound, or the need of the soul feeling separate from all other souls, that kind of pursuing that kind of need in a human relationship can lead us to play out unhealthy patterns, either to reenact that wound on others or ourselves, or if it's more just the wound of the lonely soul, that can never be fulfilled through physical contact or emotional contact with another human. So that being said, there is a place for spirituality in creating fully nurturing human relationships, because there is a place for our self-love practices and therapy and things like that can help us heal our unresolved wounds, so that we can approach relationships in a way that from just only needing the human connection, only needing the human contact, not needing to heal ourselves, not needing to feel our soul connected to another human being. And maybe for short periods of time, a human relationship can make us feel like it's meeting those deeper needs. And I guess you can argue whether or not it can't, but in the long run, or at least it's very difficult for a human relationship to meet those either wounds coming from a need or wounds coming from that soul sickness, the soul loneliness. So there definitely is a time, and it's worth examining our needs, and particularly with loneliness and longing and desires. And a way to figure that out is similar to things that we've discussed here in the past. So if we're feeling a strong longing for another human, we're feeling a strong desire, we're feeling a lot of loneliness or longing for something, the way to tell the difference if it's a soul sickness or if it's just a human longing is to sit with it, to examine it, to allow ourselves to open ourselves to it, to feel it fully. And when we allow ourselves to feel it fully, then we can feel into what this need is, whether this is just a natural need of our physio-emotional body for human connection, or if it's a deeper need for healing our wounds, or helping our soul to connect to the spirit or the universe or all the other souls in the world, or whatever, however you like to think of that connection to source. And so I just want to throw out the idea, or just make it clear, that we can be spiritual beings. We can have a spiritual practice. Our hearts can be full of love. We can feel our connection to the universe and still long for human connection, still long for emotional connection, still long for physical connection with other humans. It doesn't mean we're not spiritual. We still feel these desires. And I think that's all I have to say on that for now. Any questions or comments on that? This surprise, does it make sense?
Makes sense. It's just it's a very large topic. A lot to it, but yes, it does make sense to me.
Yeah, and it is it's a complicated, nuanced topic. So why don't let's meditate, and then we'll come back and discuss it a little bit more. So let's close our eyes once more, settle into our seats, reconnect with our bodies. Let's take one of those cleansing breaths, inhaling, feeling the ribs expand, and exhale, letting go, relaxing. So now I invite you to imagine that you're holding in your arms some kind of innocent little being, like a tiny baby or a kitten or a puppy or baby possum, whatever resonates with you. Maybe if you have children, maybe your child when they were a helpless little baby, or you have nieces or nephews or a favorite pet. So imagine this innocent little being is in your arms and they're cold and scared and hungry. You can feel them shaking, quivering, trembling with fear in your arms. And so imagine the love you would want to give to them. Imagine how tightly you would want to squeeze them. Maybe you wrap your arms around yourself to envision that. Imagine how you would try to love them, to make them feel not scared, how you would try to love them, to fill them with the love of your heart. So imagine this love. Now, for this meditation, as we inhale, imagine you're breathing that love that you want to give to this helpless, innocent being. As we inhale, imagine we're breathing that love into our bodies, into our chests. If you like visuals, you can imagine beautiful pastel rainbow colors swirling into your chest as you inhale, pinks and purples. Then as we exhale, imagine we're focusing that love right in our hearts. If you like, you can place your hands on your chest above your heart chakra. So as we sit here, we'll imagine we're inhaling, breathing in this love, filling our bodies with love. And then as we exhale, we're concentrating that love right in our heart, giving that love to ourselves. Inhaling, breathing in this love, filling our bodies with love. And exhale, focusing this love right in our heart. Allowing this love to bathe our hearts in warmth, healing, compassion. Allowing love to seep into all the little cracks, all the wounds in our heart. Allow love to fill that in as we sit here. So we'll do this for a couple minutes. Inhaling, breathing in love. And exhale, concentrating that love right in our hearts. When you're ready, you can allow your breathing to return to normal. Allow your attention to come back to this shared space. When you're ready, you can open your eyes and rejoin us. So now that we've had some time to let that all sink in, are there any thoughts or questions about that idea? I know it's a big idea, an important one, I feel like.
I think it's also a very timely one right now with the holidays around. Just
Yeah.
holidays, everybody's emotions are heightened and religious things are heightened around, and just forced happiness is trying to come in from everywhere. So, I mean, it's okay to still have some of those feelings, as you're saying, and also with the heightened emotions. Usually that means all emotions are heightened, so that feeling could be stronger even right now. So I think
Yes, definitely.
yeah.
I think it's really interesting, like that I chose to come to this meeting instead of my other meeting, just thinking, I'm going to mix it up. Why not? And I really need this topic. I love how the universe, the Great Spirit works. Like for the first time ever in my adult life, I'm trying to learn how to live alone. And I guess the pandemic was just practice and leading up to this, but just being comfortable with myself and like making my higher self my relationship, and that's that. And I mean, my goldfish, they're great, but let's be real, they're kind of lame. They're not. I'm kind of a hugger, and so that lack of, and it's particularly during the pandemic, and that lack of human contact is it's strange to get used to, but and it's easy sometimes to berate myself a little bit for longing for that, but I needed that reminder that it's okay to long for that. But yeah, so I really appreciate the topic. Thank you.
Great. Yeah, it's not a spiritual failing to long for the companion of others, or the companionship of others, or to long for the physical touch of others. There's nothing unspiritual about that.
We're tribe animals for sure. We need each
Yeah.
other. And I think it's really easy to look at like a guru and say, oh, he's spending 10 hours in meditation and then he's spending the rest of this time alone. That must be the spiritual path. I must look like that. And I think it's kind of opposite. That's what arises when you get there. I don't think that's the way in, right? We're meant to have these connections. We grow from each other. We grow from bouncing off these different reflections. And as we get farther and farther along, I've noticed in myself, there is enough love for me to let everyone kind of show up how they are, which I think is kind of the same thing. Not requiring love to look a certain way.
Right.
I think I make up that I'm not doing it right if it doesn't look like the person I'm trying to imitate, and I'm just wanting to let myself off the hook for that and offer that.
Yeah, no, and that's a very good point too, as well. That, yeah, when we are connected with ourselves, connected with our hearts, connected with our source, then we don't need love to look a particular way. Then we can embrace our relationships in whatever form they come to us, whatever form the other person is comfortable and willing and able to share with us. Yeah. Yeah, and I feel, like I said, I was talking with my therapist about this yesterday, and she expressed some frustration of with her, working with her clients and overcoming this idea that, because I think it is pretty widespread in some spiritual circles, some communities, this idea. And I think, I mean, some teachers actually emphasize that idea. Or I know my teacher definitely was, or I definitely got the impression from my teacher that I shouldn't want a relationship. I shouldn't need or you shouldn't need friends, shouldn't need all this human stuff, because there was a lot of emphasis on pulling away from the world, detaching from the world. And they always used to say, we live in the world, but we're not of it. And that can lead us to spiritual bypassing, lead us to just, instead of allowing ourselves to feel what's coming up, if we're in that spiritual mindset, we can just repress our emotions instead of allowing ourselves to feel them, and just shove them back down with all the other repressed emotions down there. And as we've talked about many times, that never leads to anything good.
I've been struggling lately with when I have that ache, that longing to be with someone else, or just companionship, shaming myself for being codependent, and just trying to understand and recognize the difference between companionship and codependency. Yeah, and yeah, I really appreciate, I guess, the permission to feel okay with that. Sometimes I need permission, I guess, to feel that way. So I needed that.
Yes, we all have permission. Feel whatever you're feeling. But I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, it is this kind of shame, like I shouldn't be feeling this, or I'm not allowed. And it is a fine line, or not even a line. It's a blurry space between codependence and healthy interdependence. That's an idea I've started to hear about from some books, this idea of healthy interdependence, where we still allow ourselves, we can still allow other people to fill our physical and emotional needs. And by allowing someone to fill that need, we do become, in a sense, dependent on them. But there can be a healthy interdependence of just meeting each other's needs, as opposed to, like I was saying before, when that need comes from a deeper place, like a deeper unresolved wound or a soul sickness, that's when it turns into codependence. That's when it becomes unhealthy. When we need another person to validate our self-worth, or we need another person to give us a reason to live, that's where it gets unhealthy or unproductive. Because then if we lose that person, then we lose our self-worth, we lose our reason to live. And those are things that spiritual practice can give us. That we can, through loving ourselves, we can find our own self-worth. We can open our hearts, we can connect with our hearts, we can find our connection to source, or spirit, or quantum field, whatever your word is for that.
I love the exercise that you let us in. And I noticed that when I'm picturing like holding my niece, there's such an energy of like powerful love, and like just a channel open. And then when I tried to direct it at myself, it was much harder. That's really telling and powerful to experience.
Yeah, that's why I like that technique, because it is easier. I think especially for women, it's easier to direct that unconditional pure love towards another being rather than ourselves, because we have so many conditioned messages that we're not worthy of love, or it's selfish to love ourselves. And so that's why, yeah, I like that technique, because it helps us by loving another can help us bring out more love within ourselves rather than just loving ourselves.
And another condition is, the nonstop, we have to be nurturing to everything else first. And don't don't come back to you because that's selfish. But being able to do both is ideal and okay.
Yeah, I find myself regularly, and granted, today's Thursday, so this is literally day 8 of me being on my own for my first time ever in my adult life. So it's really strange because I never realized how much of my life was focused on my husband and just like, oh, what does he need? My whole day was focused on that. And now that it's just me, it's like, what do I want? And then that voice in the back of my head, like that it's selfish to even care what I want. And I think it's going to take some time and training to, like, I don't like saying the word beat it out of me, but essentially that, like, retrain my brain.
Or just relearn. Yeah.
Yes, relearn, not beat it out of me.
Yeah.
From being in the same position like 2 years ago, and honestly at the same time, you'll learn a lot of wonderful things about yourself, and then also just all the time that you have now. Like I was in the same similar situation, and you'll start to learn to really enjoy that and find new and amazing ways to fill it and not feel guilty. But it may take a little bit.
Thank you for the encouragement. It's really strange, but I do kind of like it. So
That's good.
thank you.
With everything that you were giving to your partner, to yourself, can you date yourself? Can you like make it special, like special dinner for you? It starts to be a really fun game. Like how much can I love myself?
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I thought about making pasta for myself and I was like, that's crazy. It's just me. But is it crazy? I don't know. Anyway.
It's not crazy.
Great. So any more questions or comments about that?
So how do you truly recognize codependency? Like you mentioned that a little bit, but I feel like, I don't know, there's a lot of negative association with you. Don't be codependent. How do you know when you're really being codependent versus, like you said, interdependent?
Well, like I said, by really letting yourself feel the feelings that are coming up.
Okay.
And really going into allowing yourself to feel it, examining the emotion, and feeling like some of the exercises we've talked about, of naming the emotion, identifying where it is in your body, describing it, really examining it. And you can see how deep it goes, right? Is this feeling, this longing, this desire, is this coming from the core of my being? Is this something that if I don't have this, I feel like I'm not worthy, or I feel like there's no reason to live? You know, if those are the kinds of feelings that are coming up, those are the kinds of feelings that are going to lead to an unhealthy codependence if you try to fill those feelings with a relationship. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, it's interesting. We had to do a lesson today with like whatever our homeroom kids, and the lesson was on empathy, and one of the kids brought up apathy, which was a word they had in social studies. I was like, that's a really good relation, like a connection.
Yeah, empathy is kind of the opposite of apathy, I guess, in a sense.
More self-empathy.
Yeah. Or you're saying we need more self-empathy?
I don't know. Maybe some people do. It's all about balance, I guess.
Yeah, and all these ideas that we talk about, it all comes down to finding the right balance point. And that balance point is different for everyone as well. All right, well, we've got some time left. Why don't we we talked last week about trying this chakra meditation. I think Jen and Maria, you've both done this before. So this is a little bit a longer meditation, a little bit more involved. little more visualizing happening. So let's close our eyes once again. Reconnect with our bodies again. Feel our feet. Feel our hips connecting us to the seat. Feel our shoulders above our hips. Feel our head above the shoulders. Take another of those deep, nourishing inhales. Breathing in fully. And exhale. Letting go of all that talking we just did. So this is a meditation on the chakras. So we'll connect with each chakra, starting with the crown chakra above the head, moving down through the body. And each chakra has its own mantra, its own sound. And the sound of the crown chakra, the top chakra, which sometimes it's called the crown of the head, but I've heard it's actually located 6 inches above the head because it's not in the physical body, the crown chakra. And the sound of that chakra is silence. And so when we make that sound, we'll just exhale, we'll just kind of sigh. And the sound of the third eye chakra in the middle of the forehead, that sound is Om, the universal sound of Om. And the sound of the throat chakra is Ham with an H. And we'll go through these again when we're doing it. And then the sound of the heart chakra is Yam with a Y. The navel chakra is Ram with an R. And then the sacral chakra is Vam with a V. And then the sound of the root chakra is Lam with an L. So we'll make each of those noises. And the sounds are great because the sounds allow us to feel the vibration of the chakra in our body. And so let's settle in, feel our bodies. Let's take a deep inhale, breathing in, feeling the breath move up the spine. Then exhale, feel the breath moving back down the spine. Inhale again, breathing up, breathing energy, breathing breath up through all the chakras to the crown. And then exhale, feel the energy move back down. And then again, inhaling, breathing up that central energy channel. And exhale, allow the energy to move back down. Now as we inhale, feel the energy moving up the spine. Now imagine that energy continuing up out the top of the head, up to the center of the universe, connecting us to the universe. As we exhale, imagine a beam of bright, pure light descending from the center of the universe, coming down towards us, stopping 6 inches above the head of our head. Now as we inhale, imagine a ball of pure white light growing above the head. And as we exhale, let's make that sighing sound. Inhale, visualize that ball of pure white light, pure consciousness of the universe growing in our crown chakra. And exhale. Inhale, seeing that pure white light growing brighter. And exhale. One more time, inhale, visualize that ball of white light growing brighter and stronger. Now on the exhale, imagine that light descending into the third eye chakra, the center of the forehead and the height of the center of the forehead in the middle of the head. Now as we inhale, imagine a ball of purple light expanding there in the center of the head. When we exhale, we can say Om. Make this a note, a high note at the upper end of your register, because the sound of the note will decrease as we go down the body. So let's do that again. Inhaling, visualizing this ball of violet light in the third eye. And the exhale. Om. And allow yourself to feel that vibration in your skull, in your head. Do that again. Inhale. This ball of purple light growing stronger in the third eye. And Om. One more time, inhale, seeing that ball of violet light growing brighter, growing stronger. And the exhale, see that light descend into the throat chakra now. As we inhale here, see a light of sky blue light growing in the throat. As we exhale, it's hum with an H. Hum. Inhale, seeing that blue ball of light growing brighter in the throat. Again, let that vibrate in your throat. Feel the vibration in your throat. Inhaling, seeing the ball of blue light growing brighter, growing stronger. Inhale one more time, feeling of that ball of blue light. And exhale, imagine that light descending now into the heart chakra, in the center of the chest. Now as we inhale, imagine a ball of green light growing brighter, growing stronger in the middle of our chest. As we exhale, now it's Yam with a Y. Yam. Inhale, imagining that green light growing stronger. Yam. Again, let that vibration resonate in your chest. Inhale, breathing this green light. Yam. Inhale one more time, filling up that green light. And the exhale, imagine the light descending now into the navel chakra, just below the belly button, in the center of the body. As we inhale, now there's a ball of yellow light growing stronger, growing brighter, right around the navel. As we exhale, it's Ram with an R. Ram. Inhaling, seeing that yellow light growing stronger and brighter. Ram. Another time, inhaling, breathing in, seeing that yellow light growing stronger. Ram. Inhale again, filling up the yellow light. And the exhale now, see that light descending into the sacral chakra, sacral chakra. It's right at the kind of where the pelvic bone is, the top of the pelvis. As we inhale now, we'll imagine a ball of orange light growing brighter and stronger. As we exhale, it's V with a bomb with a V. Bomb. Inhaling, seeing that orange light growing stronger and brighter. Bomb. One more time, inhaling that orange, bright, glowing light. Bomb. Again, inhale, filling up in that orange light. And then exhale, imagine that light descending now to the very root of the spine, the base of the spine, the root chakra. As we inhale, imagine the ball of deep red light growing stronger and brighter. And as we exhale, it's Lam with an L. Lam. Inhaling, seeing that ball of deep red light growing brighter and stronger. And let that sound resonate at the base of your spine as you say that. Inhale, seeing that bright red light growing brighter and stronger. Inhaling once more, filling up that red light. Then the exhale, visualize the light moving all the way down to the center of the earth. Now as you inhale, imagine pure light from the universe coming down into your body and pure darkness of matter of creation coming up from the earth. And the light and the dark meet in the rainbow of life that is our body, that is our chakras. You can imagine that now, inhaling, feeling that light from below and light from above, meeting in the rainbow of life that's us. The pure infinity of space and the infinite density of matter meet together in life. That's what we can do as we live. As we breathe, let's imagine this light heaven coming down, light of earth coming up. As you exhale, maybe you like to reach your arms out to each side. Inhale, feeling a light coming into us from above and below. Then exhale, shooting out of our arms into the earth, into the world around us. Breathing in, feeling the energy from above and below rushing into our bodies. And exhale, feeling the flow out of our hands, out of our arms, into the world. And one more time, inhaling, feeling up from above and below. And exhale, letting that shoot out of our arms, bringing life into the world. And then just allow yourself to settle, allow your breath to return to normal. To close this, maybe you'd like to bring your thumbs to your third eye, Thinking of prayer above the head. And then maybe bowing down to the earth, letting go of that channel of energy, turning it to the source. And then you can allow your breathing to deepen, allow your attention to come back to this shared space. When you're ready, you can open your eyes and rejoin us. Oh, and I apologize, we've gone over time. I lost track of time. So if anyone has to hop off, you can hop off now. But I'd love to hear any thoughts on that technique. That's kind of a new one that I've been showing to people. So I'd love to hear any ideas or comments.
Matt, you can't say hop off anymore. It's like screw you for the high school kids.
Oh, really? Oh, thanks. That's good to know.
It is. It's like an insult.
Oh, well, I did not mean for anyone to hop off.
Why do they think that? Is there a reasoning behind that? Like, is it?
It actually means I don't know you at all, but since you asked, hop off my dick. So
Oh,
okay, I teach high
really
school.
noted.
Has changed.
Maria, you can keep us cool with the lingo.
Good to know. Good to know.
I
Hop
wonder
off.
how many times I say that on Zoom. I am so glad that I came to this meeting instead of my other one tonight because I needed that so much. Thank you, Matt. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
So powerful. I love it.
Great. Thank you. Thank you.
That last meditation was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the vibration of like holding those notes and that color.
Yeah. It really helps me just feel just the energy moving through my body and vibrating through my body. Yeah.
I love your kitty, Courtney. So cute.
Oh, thank you. He loves meditation.
Oh.
All right. So if there's no more questions or comments, I wish everyone a lovely evening.
Hop off, y'all.
Yeah. So next week is what? Thursday is Christmas Eve, right? So
The 23rd.
oh,
It's the
Yeah.
23rd.
oh, 23rd. So yeah, I don't know. Do you guys want to meet then? You want to have it? If I had a meeting, would anyone show up?
I will plan on it unless I forget, because that's usually how, like, if I don't come, it's because
I mean, I'm going to be at my sister's house, and
there's no quiet there.
yeah, and a lot of people are with family, I imagine, at the time. So I don't know. I'm still debating whether or not. 'Cause at the same time, it could be nice to have this time to come together away from family. I don't know, depending on your family dynamics.
Play it by ear and how your day is going, and then if you shoot us an email, you shoot us an email. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
I imagine I might need it being with my family as well.
Right.
And find a room in the back or whatever. And I hope you feel better soon. Thank you
Yeah.
for doing this, even though you're not feeling 100%. I really
Yeah,
appreciate
well, I'm only, and actually this makes me feel better doing this, so I'm happy to do it. But yeah, no, I'm just a little bbit under the weather. I don't even know if I'm sick. I've been feeling this like this for almost 2 weeks now, and maybe it's just
Probably
low
COVID.
energy. Well, I got a COVID test today just in case.
Oh, cool.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I think it's also just the low energy of this time of year, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
No one's allowed to just be sick anymore. You're either well or you're dying.
Or maybe I just wanted an excuse to not work much for 2 weeks. I don't know.
This
That could be it.
Yeah.
my sister has COVID.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, well, my husband wasn't feeling good for a few days, and then I started not feeling good, and I thought, well, I should check and see if it's COVID. And yep, it's COVID. but they don't mask, and they've been a lot of places.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So we'll see. Maybe. Yeah, I started feeling a little bit worse Tuesday, but not much at all. So I just got like a scratchy throat, but hasn't gotten worse since then. So I don't know. Maybe this is it.
Hopefully it'll pass.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's not bad at all. It's not I'm taking it super easy, which has been nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, use it as an excuse to just, be good to yourself.
Well, yeah. So anyway, we're way over time now. Thanks everyone for joining. It's wonderful to see all of you.
Bye.
And I will see you next time. See you.
Hi, thank you.
Bye.